Y'all read this for me. Y'all see it? 1, 2, 3.
Your current situation is not your final destination.
By a show of hands, how many people has been in situations where they thought this was your final destination? I know that feeling far too well. When you lose your everything, and you feel like your life is over. But I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes you got to lose what you think is everything for your life to truly begin. Certain things have to end so better things can begin. Just because you have some bad chapters in your life doesn't mean your story can't end well. But you got to make a choice. I'm talking about a real choice, not a kind of choice, a real choice. Where you say the last time was the last time. Where you try your foot in the sand, you say, you know what, I might not know what I'm moving on to, but I know what I'm moving on from. And I refuse to go back to that. I know how it feels to have an identity. Let me tell you something about identity. It's crazy because the number one problem, if we go down to root issues, I'm big on root issues, the number one problem with everybody, when we go through things, we feel like we're not enough. That's it. We feel like we're not enough for this world, we feel like we're not enough for someone else. And once we're told, whether it could have been when you were a little kid at school, the teacher might have told you, you're not going to be anything with your life. That happened with me. And so every time failure showed its face, I remembered that teacher's voice telling me I'm not going to be anything. Maybe someone in your life that you cared truly about told you that you weren't going to be nothing, and you believe that. And I get it, it's hard, it's tough. But their opinion of you has nothing to do with your life. Too many of us were too great at taking advice from people who are not at where we want to be. And I get it. When you make this choice to change, because you're just a choice away from a new beginning, a commitment away from a new life. But a lot of us were afraid to turn the page because we live in fear. Rachel's going to talk about fear a little bit later on. We're afraid to live in, we're afraid because we're afraid of fear, we're afraid to be judged, we're afraid of what people are going to think. And so what do? We become what the world wants us to become. We get these influenced dreams, not dreams that come from our heart, but dreams that are influenced by the world. So now I'm going to be this because it gets me a lot of followers on social media, but it's not real for you. I'm going to do this because it makes me a lot of money. So many people are living externally, and they wonder why their life is out of control. They're allowing these external things to control your life, and that was me. Let go of the false identities and get back to the core of who you are. Life is not always about becoming, especially when you get about 30-something years old. A lot of times it's about unbecoming. Digging up those seeds of doubt, those seeds of fear in your life that's been planted there. Do that work. And when you do that work, you turn your pain into your power. Everybody that you saw on this stage has been through something. They just didn't wake up with this platform. They've been through it. But the difference between people on this stage and some other people is that they didn't surrender to their pain, they made their pain surrender to them. If y'all feel that, say rise. Write this down. Trent, how do you turn your pain into your power? Listen, I love to get simple steps to the point that you can apply immediately, just like Rachel does. I'm not going to give you some stuff that just sounds cool, all right? Write this down. Number one. This is an obvious moment, a dumb moment, but number one, you have to acknowledge it. Listen to me. You will never win your war by running from your battles. It's time for you to acknowledge it. I'm not telling you to own it as far as, oh, this is going to define my life. No, let it refine your life. Stop letting that situation own you and own that situation. But as long as you're running from it, as long as you're putting it under the rug, it's still there because you can fool the world, you can fool people, but you know you can't fool that person in the mirror. You got to go to bed with you every single night. But Trent, I'm so afraid to be judged. Who cares? Don't you know people are judging you anyway?
Right.
It don't matter how great you are, they're going to find something wrong with you. We're going to talk about pleasing people in a minute. So acknowledge it. The world needs your story. Your transparency will lead to your transformation. Your transparency will lead to someone else's transformation. So number one, acknowledge it. Number two, own it. Own it. Change the meaning. How did it help you? That situation that was meant to break you, but how about you looking to find out how it built you? That situation that was supposed to end your life or knock you down forever, how did it make you stand up even taller? Change the meaning, because when you change, pain is my best friend. My past pain is my best friend. Now, the pain built my platform, and honestly, the pain turned into profit. To be honest, y'all can clap for that, right? So change the meaning of it, because if you don't change the meaning, it will control you for the rest of your life. I promise you that. Number three, share it. Give your pain a voice, only when you're ready. But give your pain a voice. I promise you this, I guarantee it's a straight facts. There's a greater purpose than the pain that you're currently going through or the pain that you previously experienced. And when you share it with the world, when I started making these videos that people see now, I was making those videos for me at first. Rehab time was for me. It wasn't for anybody else. Right. I didn't want to be a speaker. I'm an introvert. Now I'm a social introvert, so I call myself. I didn't want to do this. My dad would tell you I was the least one that they would pick as far as being a speaker out of my two older brothers. But I realized that this was bigger than me. When your life becomes bigger than you and your life is bigger than you, when you let go of the selfishness and you commit your life to serve, and through your story, you can reach somebody that nobody can reach, that Rachel can't reach, that I can't reach. There's people assigned to you that need your story. And it's time for you guys, and ladies, I'm sorry, I just say guys just in general, but it's time for you to step up. Step up to the plate. Don't you know life is not guaranteed? I know you know that, but I'm going to make it real for you. 150,000 people die every day. And one of my biggest fears is getting to the end of my life with incompletion. As Les Brown says, the richest place in the world is not on top of the ground, it's in the cemetery. Because so many people went there with talents and gifts and their stories, but they allowed the external things to hold them back. So number one, acknowledge it. Number two, own it. Number three, share it. If you get that, say, rise.
Rise.
Y'all read this for me since y'all are in sync so well. 1, 2, 3.
Sometimes you have to make a decision that will hurt your heart but heal your soul.
All right, I always gotta, when I get on this stuff, like, I have to make an announcement, okay? I'm not trying to end any friendships, any relationships, anything. Have a conversation with people, but I have to be real. Can I be real with y'all?
Yep.
Can I be real with you?
Yes.
Your environment, what you place your life in. I know you've heard these things over and over and over again, but it's time for you to stop hearing it, and it's time for you to really get it. Your environment is everything. What you surround your life around, if you're trying to be the greatest you have to understand this. What you surround your life around is exactly what you become. Mindsets are very contagious. So when you look around your circle, your friends, do you want to catch what they have? I hope you do. The only time I'm going to tell you to blame and complain is in this situation. Sometimes it's not you that's holding you back, but it's the people around you. How can you believe that you're full of worth when you're in an environment that's constantly reminding that you're worthless? How can you believe that you're full of power when you're constantly in an environment that's making you feel powerless? But Trent, the decision is hard. You know what? It is going to be hard. When people say, Trent, that's easier said than done, I'm like, duh. Everything in life is easier said than done. But when it's serious to you, who said it came from Australia here? Right? A lot of y'all. It was easier said than done, right? But you came, why? Why'd you come? You want to continue to grow. It meant that much to you. When it means that much to you, you don't say easier said than done. You say no matter how hard it may seem, no matter how impossible it may be, no matter how many setbacks are in the way, I'm going to get it done. Some of us, we use excuses too much, and I know this might hurt a little bit. The truth hurts, but it always helps. But we use these excuses. Trent, it's too hard. Rachel, it's hard. You don't understand. Do you think we immune to struggle? Life is hard. Healing is hard, but you know what's harder? Staying in pain forever. Building your business is hard, but you know what's hard? I'm not saying to quit your job, but working for somebody else for the rest of your life is hard. You know what's hard? Becoming the greatest you, but you know what's harder? Just selling for the rest of your life. So what hard are you going to choose? There's a hard that the journey, but when you choose that hard, the one that makes you a better you, the one that pushes you towards the greatest you, when you fall in love with progression, I promise you, that hard will lead you to a comfortable place. Some people are so afraid of change because they love to be comfortable. I'm like this. Listen, I'd rather be uncomfortable to live a comfortable life than be comfortable and live an uncomfortable life. I'm not being too direct for y'all, right? Y'all good? All right. Just making sure. So, you're asking Trent, how do I build this environment, right? You want to have a growth environment. I will tell the story about me planting. It would be funny right now, but I don't think I have time. But I was sitting here trying to plant flowers for my wife at my new house, trying to get brownie points, and I'm like the least handy person in the world. Yeah. And to make a long story short, I bought some, like, why does it cost so much for flowers? Lord. I was like, $500 for some flowers? So I planted these flowers, and I didn't know, like, you're supposed to, like, check the soil. Like, I went to a nursery. I thought that's where babies stayed at. Like, I didn't know that was where you got plants. Just being real. And so I didn't know you're supposed to do all these things. So I just got the flowers and planted them and watered them when I felt like it. In Texas in the middle of the summer. Right. Good luck. And of course, those flowers start to what? Die. And of course, I don't do this all the time, but I paid a lot for those flowers. So I went back and was like, hey, y'all gave me some bad flowers. I need to I'm sure none of y'all ever done that before. Y'all such honest and great people. So I always tell that story because when I got those new flowers, I took care of them, I changed the environment, all these things, those flowers grew. This is the thing. You can have the most beautiful rose with the most potential in the world. All right, a beautiful rose with all the potential to grow into something special. But if you put that rose in the wrong environment, that rose just becomes a worthless flower. And some of us are that rose. You're not worthless by any means. But you'll never meet your true potential until you get around people who water your life, who help grow your life. And I'm not telling you just to cut people off, but it's just real. In order to move up, there's some things you must be willing to give up straight up. Yep. And I always tell people this, listen, I didn't cut you off when you handed me the scissors.
Been there, done that.
Sometimes you have to outgrow people, and it doesn't mean that they're bad people. Like, don't go on Facebook and make a whole announcement about why you cutting people off, all right?
After you cut them.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Or like I'm getting off of Facebook, you write a whole announcement why you getting off, right? So funny. You just want somebody to say, don't get off stage, you don't need to get off, right? But I say that because in order to move up, there's some things you must be willing to give up. A lot of us are holding on to things that are holding our life back. You know, I love to hike, and I don't like to hike with a lot of weight. It's hard. You know, you might get a better workout, but I'm like, why work harder than you have to? And some of us in life right now, we're carrying a lot of emotional weight trying to climb this mountain of life. And you wonder why it's so hard. You wonder why you're tired. You wonder why you're stressed. The right people will pour into your cup, not just drink from it. The right people will bring to your life, not just take from it. Relationships are a two-way street. And if your relationships, friendships are a one-way street, then maybe it's time for it to come to a dead end. And it doesn't mean that that person isn't good, but I realize that sometimes that person can be good and just are not good for my life. So what are you holding on to? And maybe it's you. It's not always people, by the way. Maybe it's a habit. Maybe it's a mindset. For me, I do a lot of self-reflection. But what are you holding on to that you need to let go of? It's time for some of us here to burn some bridges. Yeah. Uh-oh. Every connection in your life is a bridge. Where is it leading you to? If you want to exercise, check it. Check your text messages. If you gave me your phone and I went through your text message, I can tell you a lot about your life. Because some of us are having conversations that have nothing to do with our growth at all. And that was me. And once I changed those conversations, my life changed. Once I start talking to people who can help me grow, who got me outside my comfort zone, get around people who are better than you, recruit mindsets that are better than you.
Right.
Because you have no choice but to grow. Okay, so how you build a growth environment? Number one, write this down. Understand the importance. I'll get why y'all writing this stuff down, right? And I just want to tell you, like, writing it down is not going to change your life. It's like buying a book. Buying a book is not going to change your life. Reading a book is not going to change your life. Applying is going to change your life. 3 steps to transformation. Y'all can write this down if you want. This is just an extra credit. Number 1, okay, information. Information. But information alone isn't enough to transform your life. Number 2, inspiration, which a lot of us depend on. Inspiration is not enough, though, to change your life. What you need is the third I, which is very important, implementation. And that's the hard part. That's not the beautiful part. That's the part that nobody sees. And the most important work you ever will do is not on your online self, it's on your offline self. Number 1, build a growth environment. Dig up the bad seeds in your life. I'm going to go through this quick. Subtract the distractions. Period. Dig up those bad seeds. Those bad seeds might be habits. Those bad seeds might be your past. I mean, y'all just did an incredible stand up for your sister. How did y'all feel about that? Right? Incredible. Dig up those bad seeds, which you probably just did in that exercise. Number 2, plant new seeds. Become intentional about your life. Intentional. If you're not becoming intentional, you are living a responsive life. That means life is leading you. So wherever life takes you, you follow it. If life gives you stress, you accept stress. But your life will change when you turn the tables and you start leading your life. How you start your day will influence your day. I call it the 4 A's, and this is simple. Some of you already know about this if you follow me, but I'm going to say it real quick because I don't have a lot of time. I start my day off like this. Number 1 is appreciation. And Rachel talked about a lot of this. Number 1 is appreciation. Be thankful for your life. Simple. Gratitude will get you in a positive attitude. Number 2, affection. A hug a day keeps depression away. Seriously, you can look it up. You can Google it. It does. A hug a day keeps depression away. So I hug my babies, I hug my wife. Tristan is 10, so I gotta like force a hug from him because he's cool. Right? He's at that cool age. My 3rd A is accomplishment. How you start your day will influence your day. Set your day up with a win. It can be washing dishes, it can be making up your bed. You don't have to write in your start today journal. Whatever you do, set your day up for a win. And the 4th A is activity. Movement influences move. Go out for a run, go out for a walk, and I guarantee you this. Your day will start off incredible. And so when BS comes in your life, when negativity comes in your life, you're in a better place to handle it. Self-care is not selfish, it's necessary. And I know we have a lot of moms in here. And you do a lot, trust me. My wife, right, we just got a new dog, we have a new baby on the way, like she's doing a lot. And I'm telling her, like, take care of yourself, like, get away, do something. It's okay to take care of you because if you're not taking care of you, then how can you be the greatest you can take care of the ones that need you? Clap for that, okay? Take care of yourself. Number 3, in building a growth environment, water the seed. You water the seed by recruiting better mindsets in your life, by strengthening your strengths, by strengthening your weaknesses, those things, right? By the technical things that you need in your life. So number one, to build a growth environment, just to repeat, so I know I talked about a lot. Dig up the bad seeds. Number two, plant new seeds. And number three, water that seed. If y'all got that, say rise. Rise. Y'all are such a great crowd. Y'all are, seriously, I'm not just saying that. Y'all make a speaker feel special. All right, we have about 11 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to go through this real quick. Count to 3, let's read this, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Purpose is not an external thing, it's an eternal gift.
The number one question that I get from people is, Trent, how do I find my purpose? Anybody have that question? All right, a lot of us. The question I ask them back is, where are you looking for your purpose at? Does the guy down the street have it? Does somebody online have your purpose? The thing that we've been taught, and I'm not saying the way people have taught people about purpose is wrong, but I just came up with a new way about purpose. Purpose is not an external thing, it's an internal gift. A lot of times what we look for is external validation. Purpose is not tied to position people. Purpose is not tied to profit. Maybe your purpose is to be an awesome mom, to plant a seed, as Tupac says, to spark the change in the mind that will change the world. Right? Maybe it is to be a school teacher. Like, stop thinking purpose has to be, you have to be on stage, you have to do this and that. Purpose is not something that you search for. Purpose is who you are. You were born with purpose. You were born on purpose. Purpose is in you. Everybody sit and say, I am purpose.
I am purpose.
Say it like you mean it. I am purpose.
I am purpose.
You are purpose. And when you realize that, everything changes. Because as long as you're tying your purpose to a thing, a person, a place, what happens when you lose that thing? You lose yourself. Football, I thought, was my purpose. When I lost it, I lost myself. Rehab time is not my purpose. It's my placement right now. It's the place right now where my life is being used the most. Because purpose is about serving. It's not about people adding value to your life. It's about adding value to people. When you understand that, I promise your life will change forever. What's the secret to success? Add value to people. Massive value. But purpose is you. Please get that. Stop thinking you need some big platform. Please, I see it all. How do I get more followers? How do I do this and this? I don't care. I got 11 million followers. And I tell people, more followers, more problems.
All right, Biggie.
I started this thing with one thing on my mind. To change one life. You know what that life was? My own. In the process of making too many videos with my iPhone, I didn't have some cool camera. I just decided to be real. And my life changed forever. When you realize that you're a purpose, when you realize that you're enough, that's when your true power is released. If y'all got that, say, rise. Rise. To give you some tangible things, write this down. 3 things real quick. How to find your purpose. Number 1, stop looking for it. We can just stop right there and go on, right? The world doesn't have it. They don't. The world doesn't have it. What the world has is the cool things, the position, the titles, the validation. You don't want none of that. Okay, number 2, purpose has nothing to do with profit or position. Write that down. Nothing to do with it. I see so many people run from their purpose because their purpose isn't beautiful. This is sexy to the world, so this couldn't be my purpose. Number 3 is write down, I am purpose. Y'all good? Count to 3, read this. 1, 2, 3.
Never let how they feel about you change how you feel about yourself.
This is the only way I'm going to tell you. Opinions do not matter. They don't. Right? The wrong opinions don't matter. I'll tell you that. I don't want you to be like, nobody can tell you anything. But opinions don't matter. Understand that. And understand where hate comes from. How many of you guys have haters?
Woo!
Everybody has haters, right?
Yep.
Some of y'all got make-believe haters, right? This is simple. Haters, I want to change your definition because I get hated on every day. Everybody's not going to love you or like you, period. But haters are people who admire what you do. They just have a different way of showing it. Am I lying? Am I lying? Let's talk about this for a second, right? If they hated you, would they follow you on every social media site? If they hated you, would they know all about your life? More than you know about your own life. That doesn't seem like hate. That seems like admiration mixed with ego and jealousy. And jealousy is simply this: when your life reminds somebody of what they don't have. And so if you're like me, when I'm around people I love to be around people who are doing better than me. I love it. I don't get jealous. I get motivated because it's tangible. And even when talking about this real quick, and hope I can have like 3 more minutes overtime. But I want to touch on this while it's on my heart. How many of you struggle with people close to you supporting you? Yeah, a lot of us. Let me tell you something. You don't need their support. You don't. How many of you in here, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, but how many of you probably know Rachel personally?
Dave?
I mean, y'all know y'all feel like y'all do, right? Sure. But that's crazy because the place we live, and I get it. I know we want their support. I know it feels good. But you have to understand you don't need their support. You don't need their support. In my life, I go to my events and I don't know most of the people. It's like strangers became friends. Don't let people close to you hold you back. And the reason why they don't support you is simply this. You're too close to them for them to see your greatness. That's it. They normalize you. They normalize your gifts and your talents because they're familiar with you. So stop looking for validation from those closest to you and just go give your gifts to the world. There's a world of strangers waiting to support your life. There's a world full of, listen to me, there's a world full of strangers waiting to support your life. I see so many people keep their gifts in a box, keep their greatness inside them because they're trying to get validation from those that they love. The fact of the matter is this: sometimes those that love you will support you at least straight up. And sometimes they won't. Sometimes in my situation, my parents supported me to the max and I'm grateful for it. But a lot of us, what we do, and to transition this a little bit, we spend too much time trying to impress other people. I call it IOPs. Like next time you do your expenses, you know, like the checks and balances, put an expense by IOPs. How much money do you spend impressing other people? I got a quiet right there. I'm guilty of it. But the question I ask myself now as I got older, because I was at a point where I bought like rims like that cost $8,000 to impress people that could care less about me, that probably wouldn't be at my funeral anyway. It's crazy, right? We do all these things. Stop trying to impress other people. 4 things you gotta quit. Write this down. 4 things that you have to quit. You say what? Y'all got enough room? Y'all write notes like that? That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, write somebody else's. They'll be all right.
That's hilarious.
All right, I want to be respectful of time. Okay, four things, okay, that you have to quit, that you must quit, that will help you become the greatest you. Number 1, and I have a video on Instagram about this if you want to watch it. But number 1, quit trying to please everybody. Listen, I'm going to tell you why. That is the most impossible task on this earth. You will never please everybody. There will be somebody that doesn't like you, somebody who doesn't agree with you. The first step to being unhappy is trying to please everyone else. Number 2, quit trying to control the things that are out of your control. It's crazy. We drive ourselves crazy. Our lives are out of control because we try to control things that we can't. You can't control gossip about you. You can't control rumors. You can't control the weather. You can't control none of these things. But what can you control? All of those things. Start focusing on the things that you can control and let go of the things that you can't control. Y'all got that? Say straight up.
Straight up.
Number 3, quit trying to be perfect. Woo, and just be real. Isn't it amazing how we trying to be perfect for imperfect people? Oh, y'all can see my face really
Your
good.
face, yeah.
But why? For what? Be real. You know, I think that's one of Rachel's best gifts. She's transparent and real. Like, you can't get motivation from that. Yeah. And last but not least, number 4, quit measuring your life and start appreciating your life. Stop comparing your journey to somebody else's, because when you compare your journey to someone else's, when you run somebody else's race, that's when your life ends up being tired and you feel just out of it. Because you're trying to keep up with people. This is your journey, this is your life. Society's going to try to tell you to be some, opinions are going to try to tell you to be some. I used to have a ruler, and I do this exercise. I write what's controlling my life on the back of it, whether it's comparison, whether it's whatever, and I break that ruler. Because I have to stop measuring my life and just start appreciation. When you appreciate everything that you have, you realize that you have everything that you need. A lot of us don't realize that we have everything we have because we're too busy focusing on the things that we don't have. Y'all feel that say? Straight up. Straight up. Everybody give me your feet right quick to end this. Did y'all get something from today? Did y'all get something? Turn to your neighbor to the right and say, rise. Rise.
We're all talking each other's back.
It's a new year. But is it really going to be a new you? What's going to make this year any different? What's going to keep you committed? It's easy to make a decision, but what's hard is staying loyal to your vision. What's hard is waking up every day to go get it. Ain't nothing in this world given. So if you want to make a change, you got to get outside your comfort zone and stop living inside your limits. You stop playing with your life. Get up and go fight for your dreams. Because anything is possible to the heart that believes. But you gotta believe. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. You gotta feel that purpose in your soul. Because too many people set goals, but they never put in the work to see their dreams unfold. That can't be you. It's time to break through. It's time for you to stay loyal to what you said you were gonna do. Even when that mood is left you. Even when that struggle gets the best of you. It's not there to break you. It's just there to test you. It's just there to show you how bad you really want it. Because when you're serious about change, you don't need a new year, all you need is a new moment, so own it. It's time to break those old ways. Because when you're committed to your purpose, committed to your vision, you don't have to chase nothing because dedication pays. But those weak habits gotta break. Your mindset reshaped. You gotta believe the odds are beatable even when the odds say it's impossible. That's what I call faith. And that's what's gonna take. 24/7, 365, you gotta live it, breathe it, be it every single day. Conquer any challenge that gets in the way. Remember, it's more about what you do and less about what you say. So if your life didn't say one word, what would your life speak? Would it still say you about rising above it all and creating new peace? Would it still say you about getting the most out of your life? Because every moment matters. Especially when you realize over 150,000 people die every night. Ain't none of this promised. Ain't none of this guaranteed. So the question I ask you is this. When you fight your last fight, when you live your last day, what's the legacy that you gonna leave? Stop playing with your life in 2019. It's time to rise up. It's time to rise above.